How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC leak discussion video. Today, the leak that we are going to be taking a look at actually correctly predicted Joker's appearance in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a DLC character. However, as always, and I cannot stress this enough, just because he did correctly predict Joker's inclusion in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, that does not mean that this leak is going to end up being true, so make sure you guys take it with a grain of salt and realize that I'm talking about this just for fun. If you'd like to read along while I talk, you find a link to the original post in the description bar down below, and now, with all that out of the way, I have to tell you guys where this leak came from. So guys, this leak was actually sent in to me by someone on my Discord server, so if you guys have not yet already, I highly recommend you go ahead and join up. As of now, we have over 2,800 people always talking about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC, and you can find other people to play the games with. And if you guys ever want to talk to me directly, there is the best place to do it. You guys can find a link to my Discord in the description as well as the pinned comment. And so the leak that we are going to be taking a look at today was actually posted on 4chan. However, it was posted on November 24th, 2018, which was a couple of weeks before the Game Awards where the Joker was announced. So guys, if you want to leave, go ahead and do so now. Otherwise, we are going to start talking about this new leak. So guys, like I said, this leak comes from 4chan, and it is titled Smash Bros. Ultimate Leaks, and it is posted by Anonymous, and it was posted on Saturday, November 24th. It starts by saying, "Hi 4chan, I know a few people will believe me, but I have a source related with Nintendo, and as I know you are wondering a lot about DLCs from Smash Bros., and I will give you some hints. Of course, I don't know everything, but even then, there is something. Anyways, the most fascinating facts are, there will be new third-party characters, those being a Square Enix rep, I'm not sure which one, but they have mentioned Chrono from Chrono Trigger and Neko Sakuraba from The World Ends With You. However, there's nothing confirmed yet. Next up, we have a Sega rep, more specifically an Atlas rep. My source claims it is Joker from Persona 5. Now, as we know, Joker did in fact just get confirmed at the Game Awards. Third, we have a Microsoft rep, although I don't know anything more about this one, just that my source had heard the name of Banjo-Kazooie, and that's it. My source said the other DLC would be focused on Nintendo's franchises, and the characters are Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three Houses and Sylux from Metroid. My source also sent me a video with uncompleted models of some characters. I'll post it as soon as Nintendo calms down, as they are pretty cautious because of the recent data mining. Stay tuned. So now guys, now that we've gone over the entire leak, let's talk about it a little bit. So first of all guys, obviously the reason that we are talking about this leak is because this guy correctly predicted that Joker was going to be revealed as a DLC character, and lo and behold, at the past Game Awards, Joker was officially confirmed. Now, I'm not going to go into too much depth about the Joker just because I did a whole video about that earlier. I will leave a link to it in the description as well as the pinned comment, but I'm not going to go too in depth with him, but just know that I think he's a super unique and super cool character, and I think that by putting Joker in the game, Nintendo is definitely taking a step in the right direction. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the other characters. So first of all guys, let's go ahead and talk about the Square Enix character. Apparently, the two that this guy has heard about are either Chrono from Chrono Trigger and Neko Sakuraba from The World Ends With You. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anything about either of these characters because I've never played either of these games, but looking up their pictures, they both look extremely awesome. However, I honestly am not sure if I can believe that Chrono or Neko are going to make it into the game over characters like Zeno, or Sora, or Lara Croft, or someone from Dragon Quest. In fact, let's go ahead and talk about the Dragon Quest characters really quick. Now, at this point, I do not take Vergaben's word for anything, as he was completely wrong on the Square Enix DLC rep. As we all know, Vergaben said that the very first Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC character would be a character from Square Enix, and lo and behold, he was wrong about that. Also, another thing that Vergaben was wrong about is that he said there would be a boss from Minecraft in Super Smash Bros. But what do you know? There is no Minecraft boss. So at this point, guys, I do not take his word for anything, especially since Vergaben has started to heavily backtrack ever since he got this wrong. However, we're not here to talk about that. Once again, I am going to make a whole video on Vergaben at a later date, but for right now, let's talk about a Dragon Quest character. So at this point, I think that it's pretty unlikely that we are going to be getting a Dragon Quest character, and we're more likely going to get Chrono or Neko, just because this guy did correctly predict Joker, and honestly, Joker is unpredictable. Joker was an absolutely unpredictable character to choose for DLC. He's like on the same level of Piranha Plant. So at this point, as much as I hate to admit it, I can't see Sora or Zeno or a character from Dragon Quest making it into Smash, but instead, it's probably going to end up being Chrono. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the Microsoft rep. So apparently we will be getting one, and the only name that this guy has heard is Banjo-Kazooie. Now, I am not going to discredit Banjo-Kazooie in any way, and I honestly do believe that Banjo has a pretty good chance of making it into Smash, but if we are only getting one Microsoft rep, at this point I am heavily leaning towards Steve. Guys, honestly, at this point, it seems like Nintendo is starting to change. Persona 5 is a relatively new game, while Banjo-Kazooie is just super far behind, so I could totally see them putting Steve in. Steve would appeal to a much larger fan base than Banjo and Kazooie, and at this point, Steve would make Nintendo the most money. Now, once again, I know we all like to think that Nintendo puts in characters that we're all really gonna like, and they put in the characters that the die-hard fans really want in the game, like Geno and Isaac, but as we saw, that is not what happened. They decided to put Joker in from Persona 5, and like, he doesn't have anything to do with Nintendo at all. He is on PlayStation 4 and maybe Xbox. He doesn't have anything to do with Nintendo at all, so at this point, I think that they're going to put characters in that will bring more people into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and will get more people to buy Switches, which in turn will make them a lot of money. And if you guys think that Joker is going to make Nintendo a lot of money, just wait until you see what happens with Steve. They are going to be swimming in money. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Nintendo characters that could potentially be DLC. So guys, if you didn't watch my video earlier today about Joker, in that I talked about how I think Nintendo is going to do a 3 and 2 split on the characters. We're going to get 3 third-party characters, and then we're going to get 2 first-party characters. Now, I think how the reveals are going to go, it's going to go third party first, then we're going to get the reveal of a first party, then third party, then first party, and then finally we're going to have a huge third party character reveal, maybe with a character like Steve. So guys, first of all, let's go ahead and talk about Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three Houses. At this point, guys, I think that Edelgard is basically a shoo-in because we already saw something like this happen with Corrin. For those of you guys who don't know, back in the Smash 4 days, Nintendo actually made Sakurai put a character from Fire Emblem Fates into Super Smash Bros. To help promote it, so why wouldn't they do the same here? Edelgard seems like a super cool character, and Nintendo loves Fire Emblem. I have no idea why they love Fire Emblem so much, but the game keeps getting more and more popular, so the more and more they advertise it within Super Smash Bros. And also make money by selling her in the game as a DLC character, I mean, that's basically a win-win. As you guys know, Super Smash Bros. Is a great way to introduce gamers to other types of games, because let's say you play as like Snake, for instance. Well, you're going to want to know a little bit about Snake's backstory and stuff like that, right? So you're going to go out and you're going to buy a game about Snake. Or maybe you don't know that much about Kirby, so you go out and buy the new Kirby game. It's just a way of advertising while also making a lot of money. And Edelgard, again, I'm not too fluent with any of the Fire Emblem stuff, but I'm pretty sure that Edelgard is like one of the main characters, so of course they're going to put her in, just like they put Corrin in. And it also is slated for a 2019 release date, so they're probably going to release her just around the same time as they release the game to help drum up hype on both games. And finally, we have Sylux from Metroid, and at this point, guys, if I had to bet actual money on any character getting in as DLC, I would definitely put money on him, and here's why. First of all, in the game, it's already been found that there are spirits for all characters from the Metroid Prime series, like the Hunters, except for Sylux, and that's weird because Sylux has already been in 3 Metroid games, so why would they not put Sylux in spirits? Not only that, but the creator of Metroid Prime 4 actually says that Sylux is going to be the main antagonist in the game, and since Metroid Prime 4 is getting released in 2019, it would make a lot of sense, once again, to release him as a DLC character right around the time of Metroid Prime 4, so that way people will want to buy Metroid Prime 4 and fight against Sylux. It just makes way too much sense, and honestly, out of all the characters we've talked about before for potential DLC, Sylux just seems to make the absolute most sense. Now, the last thing that we need to talk about is apparently his source sent him a video with uncompleted models of some characters. Apparently he is going to post them as soon as Nintendo calms down because they were pretty cautious about the recent data mining. So, if any of you guys have any information about this at all, or know any way to contact this guy, please let me know either through Discord or Twitter or something like that, because if this guy actually does have character models for characters like the Joker or anyone else like that, or Banjo-Kazooie or Steve or anyone, I would love to take a look at them, because as of now, this guy is probably one of the most credible leakers. Now, he could have just gotten lucky, but I feel like Joker was almost just as unpredictable as the Piranha Plant. But guys, those are just all of my thoughts on this, and I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Do you guys believe that these are the other 4 DLC characters that we're going to be getting, and would you be happy if they were? Why or why not? Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.